So even like reading about beauty industry stuff is fun, right?
I read, I watch videos, I do research. I feel like I'm psychotic. I tell my clients, I'm like, I'm a skin psycho. Is how
you know
would call
what?
myself.
We get it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
We get it, yeah.
And that's why I feel like we created this space too with the podcast to bring in different people from the beauty industry, but different trades in the beauty industry.
Yeah.
Because we want to be able to show people that it's not just,
It's not just hair and skin.
Yeah, it's
and nails.
more than
Right.
that.
There's so much, and I don't think we get enough credit for us.
Yeah.
For that, I feel like when I meet other professionals or other people that have their own business, it's always like, "Oh, you do, bro."
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm used to it now. You know, I don't even say anything before. I used to be,
Yeah.
but now I just kind of go like, "Oh yeah, I do." But you know, we're a fucking force.
Yeah.
We're a force. The beauty industry itself is like there's so many facets to it.
Yeah.
And we could all be successful.
Hi guys, welcome back to Beauty Bound with your hosts Jackie and Crystal. Today we have a very special guest. We have Claudia Aceves from Vanidosa Beauty Studios.
Ooh, very sexy.
Right?
When I hear Spanish, I'm like, ooh, spicy. Like it sounds sexy, so I want to make it sound sexy. Spicy
Yeah.
Latina. I was talking to Mercedes about it. I was like, how do you say it sexier though? Like like I can't say it sexy. So I think of my old car, like Mercedes, and I'm like,
Maybe all the S is just
Mercedes.
S. Claudia.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is.
I like 5 S's to my last name. It's fine.
Right? But yeah, we're so excited to have her here today.
Thank you guys for having me.
Yes. Can you tell us what you do?
So my name is Claudia Aceves. I'm owner and artist at Vanidosa Beauty Studios. We are a permanent makeup studio. And I've been in San Antonio 2 years. San Antonio's cool beans. I've been a business owner for about 12 years. I've been in the permanent makeup industry getting close to a decade.
Damn.
Which really, I'm still young though, guys. I'm still young. But
she's in her 20s.
I'm in my 20s and I've been doing this for 12 years. Mama 3. I love San Antonio. I am originally from California. So the move was kind of crazy, but it's been awesome really testing myself and see if I can reestablish myself in another completely new market and reestablish myself not knowing anybody here because we don't have family here.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody's always like, do you have any family here? No, it's like literally just us.
Mm-hmm.
It's cool.
Yeah.
It's cool. I like it.
I like it too.
Yeah.
I like it too.
Right?
So-
It's cool.
So why did you move here?
So
What
there,
you-
oh God, like that's a whole nother hour episode. But honestly, like everybody complains about the cost of living in California, but for me, when you grow up there, that's all I
Yeah.
knew. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It was never like a dream to buy a house because you knew they're like $1 gazillion. So you just
Yeah.
weren't gonna buy a house, you know.
Yeah.
Forever a renter. So that wasn't a big concern to us. But honestly, it was just during the Rona, we were opening up a cosmetology school. And so California is very expensive to open any type of business. We were about 2.5 years in, and then the Rona happened. And we had, of our own money, we had $250,000 of our own money.
Fuck.
Yeah, dude, like all our savings, everything we had.
Yeah.
And which, you know, again, it like taught me a really good business lesson.
Yeah,
There you go. It taught me a
lesson.
really good business lesson and like not to use my own money like an
Yeah.
idiot. But so yeah, we had that going. We were about to open. We were 2 weeks away from opening. I had the curriculum. I had everything. And then the Rona happened. And so we couldn't open. And as you know, in California, we were closed for 11 months.
Yeah, California sucked when it came to that
It was
shit.
horrible. It was horrible.
Oh, yeah.
Estheticians, cosmetologists, like all the beauty industry. And then cosmetologists were allowed to open after like, I want to say 9 months.
Oh,
But
dang.
they closed us down, or they closed them down after like 10 days.
Mm-hmm.
Because they said Christmas created a spike or something.
Yeah.
So we didn't open for 11, 12 months.
Yeah.
And yeah, so that's gnarly, you know, for a small business.
Yeah.
Oh,
And then
yeah.
with rent and all that shit still.
Yeah, you know, and I was paying rent already at the other place. So we were paying rent at 2 places, and it was crazy. And the stuff with the school with the kids, the way they were doing stuff out there, and they were gonna start mandating this and that, and I was like, okay.
Like, fuck this
First
shit.
of all, don't tell me what to do.
Yeah.
Right.
So I was still open and seeing clients. I mean, now I can say that, you know.
Yeah. Now
Yeah.
you're like,
'Cause it's not a
now
$10,000
fuck it.
fine.
You're like, and no, and you're not in California, so
That's right.
Fuck it.
Fuck you guys.
Yeah.
Fuck you some. No, so I was, so then I saw clients, but I couldn't really post that I was seeing clients. So it was like, hey, look at my work.
Yeah.
You know? Are you like, and I always thought like somebody was going to be undercover, you know?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
But after that, we were just kind of like, this is just like getting worse. And this is when gas was, $4.50, $5. Now it's up to like $7.50.
Oh,
It's
so,
so
I mean,
expensive.
it's hideous.
Dude, it's horrible. And it seems like after we left, I mean, it's not because we left, obviously, but after we left, it seemed like just California just went downhill. So I think we got out at a good time.
Yeah.
At a good time. So it was just a bunch of little things.
Yeah.
And also over there, my husband and I weren't working together, and now we do. And so like it's our business itself has grown so much since we've been here because of that.
Because you're a team.
We're a pretty good team. Like I was saying, like he's really mellow, thinks things through. Sometimes I'm a bull in a china shop. Like I'm like go, but it's good to find like that center. And so he kind of centers me and slows me down a little bit when we need to be slowed down.
Yeah.
And sometimes I speed him up when we need to be sped up.
Like,
Yeah. But that's why
love that.
we're here. So I really like San Antonio. I think San Antonio is like, well, it's one of the fastest growing cities, right?
Yes.
Or the fastest growing city, I think, in the
yes.
US.
Oh yeah.
So-
I can see it with all that
The
construction.
construction.
Yes.
On
So
the
many
frickin-
fucking houses being.
No, the roads. It's
and
the
every-
roads.
I'm
I
already
feel like-
confused as it is by the traffic here, guys. Like, I don't know.
You're like, I already got lost today.
I got lost today. I saw an accident. A car flipped over this
Oh
morning.
shit.
Like, and everybody's like, this is normal. Just keep on driving.
Yeah. And and when she called me to ask me like, so how do I get there? I'm like, bitch, I don't even, I have my maps.
Like, let me send you my pin. And I'm
Yeah.
like, what's a pin?
I'm just like, I'll drop my location because I can't tell you.
Yeah, well, that's
But
what
see,
I
that's
did.
an iPhone
That's what I
thing,
did.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I have a Samsung.
So I
personal-
Oh, ew.
Yeah. So I was trying to send her my location and to send her my pin where I was at the moment that I send it.
Oh,
And I'm
no.
like, fuck. She's like, wait, you're by the studios? And I was like, no. I said, I don't know where I'm at, but
Right?
I'm almost there. So let me send you my pin once I get there.
Because I was like, okay, Fredericksburg. I'm on Fredericksburg, but of course the street is like super long.
Yeah.
That's how, like, I don't drive here.
Yeah.
That's let me preface that by saying I don't drive here. That's why I don't know anything.
Oh, man. So how did you, or why did you start doing barrels?
So I, originally I was doing lashes. First I did makeup and then I did lashes. And then after the lash thing, I started having clients that, I wasn't licensed. Let me put that out there when I started doing lashes. Again, I don't like being told what to do. You see a pattern here?
Yes.
So do you have to be licensed in California for
Yeah.
lashes?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, in Tennessee you didn't have to. It was
I
crazy.
know.
It was
And-
crazy.
Yeah. In Arizona, I mean, it's a new law that you need to be licensed. But before that, it was nilly-willy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. Tennessee's cool. I mean,
I love it. I want to go back.
it's
I'm
beautiful,
taking
right?
Crystal with me.
It's beautiful. It's so
I
pretty.
love Texas, girl.
Wait, just wait.
No.
It's so
Go.
green, right? It's so pretty out
Mhm.
there.
Oh yeah.
We loved it out there. Well, we just went to go visit like last year, and we were like, "Oh,
Oh,
my
really?
god!" I was like, "Should we move again?" He's like, "You want to start a new business?" He's like, I was like, "Never mind, okay." See what I'm saying? Calm down.
Yeah, because he's probably like, I'm almost done with this one.
Well, no, multiple locations.
Okay, that's
Yeah,
I've been
I mean,
thinking about that here and
there we
there.
go.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Same business model, just different.
If it was
location.
anywhere, it'd be there for sure. I can
Yeah.
say
See,
that
I
with
could see myself
confidence.
there. I could see myself there. It's really
I've
pretty.
never been, so I can't.
The food is fucking good too. Like,
It's better than here. I'm sorry. I had better
Jackie.
tacos in Tennessee than I did here.
see, I
I
didn't have tacos, so I'll have to go over there and
I
judge
know
it.
a place. I know a place. Oh,
Oh,
my
man.
god.
It's
Oh.
very Mexican-y. There's like a lot of
is.
sections of a bunch of Mexicans. I saw
Really?
this really good bakery, like
Yeah.
a panaderia, and I was like, "What?" It was like legit. It was like it reminded me of LA. Like,
Yeah.
I was like, "Oh shit."
You're like, am I back in East LA or what?
I felt like it. I seriously did. And I went in there and I was like, "Oh my god, we got so much bread."
Yeah.
But we were eating, like we were eating alligator and we were eating like
Oh,
more
shit.
southern food out there.
Yeah.
Because when when
yeah,
in
you
Rome,
want to try?
yeah. So we were trying all that stuff, but
Did you have Nashville hot chicken?
no, it sounds spicy.
Yeah, I haven't. I haven't had it. It sounds too spicy.
She's like, it's spicy, so
I like
no.
to ask
Oh,
people
okay.
if they've tried it.
No, but I guess now I'll have to.
Yeah.
I tried the best broil. They're broils or
Yeah.
boils? Broils with a
Oh, like a
R?
crawfish
Yeah,
boil, yeah.
Boils in, no?
But the best one I've ever had
Yeah.
was down there. Like I would literally fly out there just for that. But I don't have private jet money. But
Yeah.
if I did,
If
I'll
you
do it.
did,
If I did,
you know,
I'd be right there.
when you do.
When I do, I'll probably be too
Yes.
cheap to do that, and I'll still fly commercial.
Oh my God. That's so
Like,
me.
right? Be like,
Yeah.
you know what? We're in a budget because we only have $2 million.
Yeah. So
No,
that's
not doing
it's not gonna work right now.
that. It's not gonna work.
No. No, I mean it's good. Even if you have money, you have to stay humble.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, so
Yeah.
how did I get there?
This happens often. I mean, I know you listen to the podcast, but
I
we
do,
go in
I
different
do.
directions all the time.
So I'm trying to bring it back. Okay.
Alright.
How did I start doing brows? Here I mean, we were talking about Tennessee.
Because you're the only 10 I see.
Oh my God.
That's a zinger. That's a good one.
Oh my
All right,
God.
brows.
Brows. How did I start doing brows? Yeah. So I was saying I was unlicensed, and so somebody called state board on me in California.
Fuck you, whoever calls State Board.
I know who it is.
Oh.
I know who it is.
Fuck you even more.
And,
Only
yeah,
in California. They're jealous there.
Yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
Really.
I think that you find dumb bitches everywhere.
Yeah.
Like hating ass hoes.
Yep.
I've seen it.
Everywhere.
Everywhere.
Yes.
Mhm. Anyway.
Oh my God.
So and they find me and the whole thing. And so I went to go get my esthetician license. And so I've been a licensed esthetician for I want to say like 9 years.
Wow.
Yeah, or maybe more, maybe less. Who knows, right? So I was a licensed esthetician, and so I was doing brows. I was
Yeah.
waxing and stuff. I didn't want to do I knew I wasn't good at facials. Some
Yeah.
people, and Jackie, you know what I'm saying? Some estheticians have that facial vibe. I think
Mhm.
Jackie has it.
Jackie does.
Oh,
Jack-
thank
And just
you.
when I meet another esthetician, I can
And her
tell.
hands. I always talk about her hands because they're just so like gentle.
You did tell me that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, thank
Yeah.
you.
And see, it's not like I'm rough. I don't enjoy
like-
it. Bitch, get out of my leg.
Bitch.
Get out.
You're like,
Baby, get out.
Pinche espinilla.
But I think and when I meet an esthetician, even if they tell me like, oh, I'm really good at facials because I can do this, I'm like, your vibe is not facials.
Yeah.
Like there's a certain energy. So
Yeah.
I knew very early on that was not for me.
Yeah.
So I was waxing. But I was kind of trying to find what I like. And so for me, like the chemical peels, I love doing that. I like doing microdermabrasion. So things that don't require me to be that gentle, right? And so I guess that's the best way to say it. That's why I tattoo now.
I know she's like,
Waxer.
I'm like, you're fine.
you're,
So
yeah.
I was waxing, and I
Mhm.
had one of my normal waxing clients come in, and she's like, hey, do you know how to do that thing where they put hair, but it's not hair? But it is hair. I was like, well, what is it? Is it like, are you talking about tattoos or
Did
what?
she tell you this in English or in Spanish?
In Spanish.
A ver.
So, yeah,
I want to know because I've heard you say it in English, but I
But
want to
it's
know.
not the same,
No.
right?
So please say it how she said it in Spanish.
So she says, no haces esa cosa donde le ponen pelitos, pero no son pelitos. And I was like, o sea, y le dije, güey. And I was like, pero, ¿cómo? ¿Es tatuaje o qué es? No, pero no es tatuaje, pero no es pelo. So she was like, it's not, it's hair, but it's not hair. I was like, well, what the fuck is it, right?
Yeah.
So I literally Googled that.
Yeah.
And
Pelo,
I-
pelo, pero no pelo.
Pero no pelo, pero sí es pelo, pero con no pelo, right? Like, this is very, very early on.
Fucking tongue twister.
It was. So this is back when I think in our county, so a county of 850,000, which is like, so a county is big, well, not even as big as San Antonio, but there was only one other gal doing it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Well, later I found out it was two, but
Yeah.
they both weren't very good. But so I came on very early on, very, very early on with the trend. And so when I looked it up, I had always wanted to tattoo. I always liked tattoos,
Mhm.
but I just was seeing what was out there, like the Thea brows with the little spermy brows and
Yeah.
all that stuff. So I was like, I don't want to do that. And so I kind of just left it.
Y la pinche línea, like the little line.
Yeah, the little
See, I
the
do.
squiggly line.
I'm thinking I don't try to speak Spanish.
But because I'm
I know
here.
that she speaks Spanish.
So I asked them earlier. They were talking in English and Spanish. I said, "So how do you guys decide what language to speak to each
How
other?"
do you turn it on?
So they were like,
I know we looked at like our eyes, both of us
I was
like,
I
wait,
don't
what?
know. How do you decide?
I don't know. I know.
they're like, "Oh no, she didn't ask that. What? I don't
No,
know."
and it wasn't even no, and it wasn't even in that. It was just a wait. Like I don't even think about it. Like it just
Yeah.
fucking comes
It
out.
just happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah. Sorry. All right.
So
Oh.
that was the
Yeah.
Anyways, I wanted to
Oh yeah,
explain.
so I at that time, like like a lot of small business owners, we were like super broke, and so I told my husband like I want to take this class, but all we have is this money that came from the tax refund,
Mm-hmm.
right? For this is what we had one child, and so he's like, no, we'll spend it. I was like, well, fuck, like that is an immense amount of pressure, right? So this is all the money you have. This is all the money we have for our family.
Mm-hmm.
We're super broke.
Yeah.
Like, but I trust you with it.
He
And so I was
believed
like,
in you.
Wow.
He believed in me, but
Yeah.
honestly, like,
I love that.
it's awesome. He's always been like that, and he's
Yeah.
when you've had some and lost a lot, and you go back and forth, like, it's okay. But I've always been very, I don't know, I was scared,
Yeah.
but I always do it scared.
Mhm.
No matter if I'm scared, I'm nervous, I still do it, and it still gets done. So I was like, fuck, okay. So I found this class, and I took the class, and I was like, wow, like it just blew my mind away, the stuff that I could do. It wasn't a very good class, but I learned a lot from it, and it kind of took that fear away of tattooing somebody's face.
Yeah.
And you should have that fear when you start tattooing somebody's face. If you tattoo, you guys know, because you both took like microblading.
That's really good to
And-
know because my class, I was like, oh my God, I'm about to permanently mark somebody in the face.
No, and
It's
you know what?
scary.
And if you don't have that fear, that means you don't care about the client.
Yeah.
So you should have that fear, but you should be able to get over it.
Mm-hmm.
And so the very first thing I tattooed was eyeliner. I've never held a machine before. And so I tattooed eyeliner, and it was this little old lady, and there was like 4 of us to one person. I was like, okay. But I was like, I'm never going to see those little old lady again in my
Yeah.
life. So like, who cares? So yeah, she let us tattoo her eyeliner. So I was tattooing away, and that was the very first thing I did. And I remember the instructor kind of said like, hey, who wants to go first? And I was like, me. I'll teach these ladies. No, but I just wasn't scared, And I
Yeah.
feel like the faster you get it done with, you're over it, and you get it done. So that's the very first thing I did. So that's what I got into brows, and then I saw microblading was my specialty. There wasn't a lot of this powder brow stuff going on, and so I excelled at microblading. And I know pat on the back, but it came to me very easy
Yeah.
when there was so little information about it.
Yeah.
So for that, I gotta say I was a natural.
Yeah.
For the other technique, it took me years.
I remember you
years.
posting a picture of like
Did you see
your
it?
work from like the beginning
A while ago.
to
It's
now.
not a laughing matter,
A while
Crystal.
ago.
Why are we laughing?
No, you know why? Because I remember you saying in the class like that because I took her class. I remember saying in the class like I used to think I was a badass, like when it came to the
Yeah.
and then looking at my work now and looking at the work I did before, I'm like, fuck.
I was
it's-
like, man, there's somebody walking around like this. I
Yeah.
better crop her face out and just show
Oh
the
my
eyebrows.
God.
But like at that point too, I never lied to my clients.
Yeah.
Whenever they'd ask me like, how long have you been doing it? I'd be like 2 weeks.
Oh my God.
Or, I would say like, oh, almost a year, because it's not a lie.
Yeah.
So I was always very truthful with them, and I was very honest about what I could do.
Yeah.
What was in my realm of my ability to do. So I
Yeah.
wouldn't go out of my way. I would never lie. Even in an advertising or anything, I don't like lie to sell stuff. Like by the time, the thing is with us, with the permanent makeup artist, by the time a client is in your bed, in your chair, they should not need any convincing at all. Because this is kind of forever. It's not semi-permanent. It is
No,
permanent
permanent.
makeup.
Yeah.
Of course, it fades and all that.
And there's people who advertise it
Oh,
as
don't even
fucking
get me
semi-permanent
started.
makeup.
Don't even get me
I've seen it.
Yes, so
Yeah.
it's not semi-permanent. It fades. Our ink fades a lot faster. We put it in a different part of the skin, but it does not fade forever. You can't guarantee it. Like I've seen people who had microblading like 10 years ago, and I can see it inside the skin. The skin tries to get
And then it bleeds.
Yeah, it blends into the skin, and before it fades and stuff. And you can't untattoo somebody. That's like a lot. That's a lie. You
Yeah.
can't return a skin to the natural, 100% natural state. So it's not
Yeah.
semi-permanent.
Yeah.
It's permanent.
Permanent.
So you should need
Yes.
no convincing by the
No.
time you get to the bed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All your questions should be answered by the time you come.
Yeah, this is why I have not done my brows yet.
Yeah, no.
I can't get past the permanent part.
And but you have to think like that. If you don't want something permanent, then don't get it done,
Yeah.
Mhm.
For the longest time, I would say there's no way I will ever tattoo my brows ever.
Yeah.
And then she posted
Here we
something
are.
about and here we
Here we
are.
are.
She posted she needed a model for students, and I was like, fuck it, they have to learn somehow, right?
And I
Yeah.
was like, oh shit, you're going?
Yeah, Crystal,
should believe
you're
it.
going with a student.
Yeah, and I was like, well, they gotta learn. Like,
Yeah.
how else will they learn?
Which is really cool. I always appreciate the people that come in because honestly, like it takes a lot of trust.
mhm.
And my students, dude, they get so nervous and they always try their best. They don't. I don't know anybody that I've taught that kind of goes in there, and maybe it's the fear that I try to hone into them, but they always try their best. They take their time, even if it takes 4 hours. So.
I felt like that was
Right?
shot at me. Shots fired. It takes me 4 hours to
Oh
fucking
no,
map.
I did, right? I did, but that's okay
I'm just
because
kidding,
you
yeah.
have to have a certain respect for
Yeah.
the artistry and for your client and
Yeah.
for the job that we're doing.
Yeah.
So like these people that say they can do lashes in 30 minutes or they can do brows in an hour,
Mhm.
that's fucking scary.
Yeah.
No, that's just sloppy. That's just trying
Yeah.
to get it done fast, but not like efficiently.
Mm,
And you're
right.
just wanting, I feel like those kind of people, they
Mhm.
just want to have people in and out and try and make more money.
Sure.
But like, no one's going to come if you just have like this quick work,
Yeah.
And I feel like it shows though.
Oh, yeah.
It'll show in your work. It'll show the way you talk to clients.
Mm-hmm.
So I always know like when my students come in, if all they're talking about is money or they sit there and they're like,
Yeah.
how many clients do you see a day? Oh, at this much, this is how much you're making. So once, and it's
Yeah, those
exciting, of course,
questions,
but
yeah.
like if you were just there to make money, it's you're not gonna do well because you're not trying to master your technique.
They're
Mhm.
looking
know?
at the money, at the dollars.
Right. And so when I meet somebody in any field in the beauty industry, I'm always trying to listen to the way that they talk about their business. And that tells you a lot about that person. It tells you if they're going to be here in 5 years or not.
Yeah.
Like, are you still going to be discounting services in 5 years?
Yeah.
Or are you going to be in the top of your trade in 5 years? And the way that you can tell is by the way that they speak and the respect that they have for their respective industry.
Mm-hmm.
I've had, I met people who, like I told you, like they're just like, oh yeah, I'm going to make this much money. I want to make this much money. Of course, it's helpful and it's cool beans.
Yeah.
But your first priority should be to be skilled as much as you can in your industry, and then everything else comes after.
Yeah.
Everything comes after. The right people, the right place, the right clients. But you cannot make money your number one priority. Otherwise, everything just goes askew.
Mm-hmm.
Everything.
Yeah, because it's education first, I think, and
Yeah.
mastering. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And honestly, like being really honest with yourself.
Yeah.
Really, really honest with yourself, and knowing that if you suck, that's okay.
Yeah.
You will get better. But don't use other people's work, to
Oh, yeah. Don't.
girl.
Oh, my God.
Wait.
This happens often.
I've
like,
had my
look-
picture stolen
Really?
before. Yeah. I don't give
Ugh.
a shit, dude. I don't even say anything.
Yeah.
What?
Oh, yeah.
I don't. Like,
That's good for what? I mean,
Does
Yeah,
your
yeah.
husband?
no, none of us, no.
because it's at that point it becomes pointless. Like, okay, you want to use my work, cool. Like, I'm flattered.
Someone, oh my God. They used one of my dog's photos, and they were
Okay.
saying,
That's just mean.
and my husband was in the photo too, like
Oh,
holding my
shit.
dog, and they're like, "Oh, he's for sale,"
What?
and it was a scam on Facebook.
Oh my God. That's so
And
scary.
I wouldn't have known had my dogs had all these followers. My dogs are kind of Insta famous, but anyways, and I was, and one of the followers
Look at you.
told
You
me, and I was like, "What?" And then I was like, "I'm gonna report this person and like do all these things," but I
Yeah.
was like, the audacity.
But see, but I think that's different because they're just scamming people trying to get money out of.
Yeah.
But I mean, the other way too. But
Mm-hmm.
in a way, it does become it's flattering, but at the same time, you're like, well, you're the one that's gonna do those
Exactly.
eyebrows,
Mhm.
and then when your client says, well, you told me they were gonna look like this, and they don't look like that.
Well, and you know what?
Yeah.
That's it. That happened to me before.
Yeah.
I've had people use my name. I've had people use my work. I've had people say that they work at my studio, but let me meet you over here. Like I've had all that kinds of. I've been in the industry for a
my-
long time. Yeah,
Oh.
and honestly, like, of course, I kind of like. I don't even get mad anymore. I kind of just roll my eyes because if I was gonna get mad, then of course I have to get revenge or I have to say something. Can you imagine the amount of time that takes? Like.
Yeah.
Honestly, like
Right.
it does. I have to message her. We're gonna get into this thing. I'm gonna get all upset. It's gonna ruin my energy for the rest of the day.
Yeah.
Honestly, like anytime I see something, I kind of just roll my eyes and I say they're fucking dumb, and then I move on.
Yeah.
You know.
Back
And
then.
then next time, like I am not afraid to drop names. Like if you mention somebody, I'm like, oh yeah, that fucking bitch used my fucking picture.
Yeah.
She's fucking lame.
Yeah.
So but it's
Yeah.
it's true.
Yeah.
But just the amount of time that I would spend, imagine if I can just spend it on my business.
Yeah.
All that energy, all that like just use it for a new reel, or I could be doing my manuals, or I could
Yeah.
be doing anything else.
Yeah.
But
Hashtag the fuck out of your pictures, and then
Right, you
people,
know what I'm
the right
saying?
people are gonna
or
see
doing
it.
some market research,
Yeah.
something. But if I'm gonna
Yeah.
sit there and just be fucking angry and fight with a fucking idiot who's using my picture,
Yeah.
like how embarrassing for you
Yeah.
that you're using my picture. I just move on.
Yeah.
And I've had that happen with my work, my name. I've had, I was at a studio, my studio in California had somebody there working, and I was in the back room of my studio and I had somebody else in the front, right? So I had this lady that came in and she was like, oh, and she wasn't my client yet, but she was looking for me. So she mentioned me by name. And both of us were doing microblading at that time. And so she comes in and she says, oh, I'm here for Claudia. Somebody so-and-so sent me to book with Claudia. And this other person says, and walks her into her room and ends up doing her brows. Yeah. And so that's how I found out that happened, because this lady came back and she's like, well, I thought you were her. And I was like, well, bro, I'm not going to fix them for free because you didn't know what I look like.
Oh my.
Oh my
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's crazy, right? Like
Oh, that's
how
insane.
embarrassing for yourself that you know that you did that
Yeah.
for money. But see
Like,
what I'm
what
saying?
Yeah.
That's
Like, what the
insane.
hell?
Yeah, it's
Oh
crazy.
man. So for you to even when you learned the powdered brows, did you teach yourself at first to do them, or was that something that you, once it started becoming something that people were doing, did you kind of look into classes, or how did you get to that part?
So I would say honestly, like I think I took the long route,
Okay.
you know,
Mhm.
because for being for being in the industry for as long as I've been, I wish I was further along, but at that time there wasn't, there wasn't a bunch of
Yeah.
Instagrammies and YouTubes and all this stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not like you could be like, how do you do powder brows? You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
So when I took a class, or when I chose to take a class, I had already been trying to do it on my own for years.
Yeah.
Which is not a good idea.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
a lot of the times people think like, hey, I can just learn myself. Like you can, maybe some things you can learn yourself. Maybe some information is out there. But don't make 5 years of horrible mistakes. Take a class, and
Yeah.
that 5 years will be cut to 1.
Yeah. Oh,
Maybe
yeah.
6 months.
Yeah.
You know, so like even my I have one of our junior artists, Vanya. She does incredible work for being in the industry less than a year.
Mm.
She is where I was at years in my career, but that's because she took
She's
class
only been
under a year.
really.
Mhm.
Wow,
Yeah, I
she's
know, right?
good.
She's great.
brows,
Yeah.
She does really good brows,
Yeah.
but it's because she was smart. She took a class with me. No, but she decided to take a class, and then she came and watched me work, which is I offer for free to my
Mhm.
students. And then after that, I saw that she would be a good asset, so we hired her on.
Mm-hmm.
And so working with a seasoned artist like myself, I think, pushed her work so much
Mhm.
further.
Mm.
So now she's where like I said, where I was at maybe 5-6 years in my career, and she's done that in less than 6 months.
Dang.
Less than a year.
And she's good because she still comes even when you were doing mine.
Yeah.
She still comes in and like watches you and asks you questions and to kind of see like what's going on. Why are you doing it this way?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then you explain the whole process as you're doing it. I was there when she was doing somebody else's brows too, and I'm like, just amazed of she was you were doing a
Color
correction. Yeah.
A correction.
And I'm just watching, and it's the thought that goes into it. And yes, we were having a conversation and everything, but when you see something that you know is going to be good for me to learn or to know, you actually tell me why you're doing it, and how you're doing it.
And I think it's kind of like the Spanish thing. It has become second nature to me to explain the process. I feel like when I'm working, you know, there's like a bunch of things going on, but it's a lot of it's muscle memory for me now, and a lot of the stuff I don't think through. But as I'm doing it, I'm kind of thinking like, what would if I was new, what would I like to know about what's happening right now?
Mm-hmm.
Or what do I wish I would have known? And so that's why it's important to come in
Yeah.
and watch. And I just explain everything to you, like if you're brand new.
Yeah.
Even with Vanya, you know, like I said, she's been doing, she has several clients.
Mm-hmm.
But when she watches me, I still explain what I'm doing. If I try a new needle, I'll explain the technicalities behind that and why I'm doing it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how I learn. So that's how I can teach, you know.
Yeah.
I'm a very technical person. So my thought process goes through all the technicalities of a procedure that I'm doing. And then that's how I explain it.
Yeah.
And you've heard me, right? Like,
yeah. And I like it because I feel like even like I said, when I was there, I feel like I learned something new as you were doing her brows, and you know, just it's older skin as well. So it's more tough because you could hear like as the needle is trying to break through the skin. So just being there and being able to watch you work, I feel like I learned something.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's cool. The fact that you get to watch somebody else that has been doing it in the industry for long, it's like, I think that's the best part of the class. I can teach you theory all day, but you don't understand the complexities of how everybody's different until you're sitting there and you're watching. And then you're getting explained to it over and over and over.
Yeah.
Like the mapping takes 4 hours in the beginning, but eventually it'll take one. And then after it takes 30 minutes, you know, but you won't get like that unless you're watching, practicing.
I mean, I even sent, remember I sent you pictures of my daughter when I was,
yeah.
They look like Angry Bird.
Me here.
Angry Bird eyebrows, because I sit there and I practice on them because I want to get it down.
Yeah, well, dude, anybody that lets you, like, grab them and practice.
Yeah, so that's what I've been doing. So what's if somebody wanted to get started, do they need to be an esthetician to do?
So in the state of Texas, you don't need to be an esthetician. There's some other states now where they're cracking down on the lucidity of the law. But here in the state of Texas, all you need is what we call a facility license. So as long as you're in a licensed facility, which means it's passed its health inspection and all that, then you can tattoo.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then in California?
So in California, I'm licensed in 4 different states. So in Texas, that's how it is. In California, you need 2 different licenses. And of course, like they're due every year.
Yeah.
Texas facility license is every 2 years.
Okay.
California's every year. Did I say 2 or 1? Well, California's every year. So you end up paying double because for me, it was like I had to get my facility license. And then on top of that, I had to get the technician license. So I had 2 licenses.
Okay.
And I'm also licensed in Colorado. In Colorado, you need your esthetician's license.
Okay.
Wow.
And I know. You need your esthetician license and you need your tattoo license.
Okay.
Or you can't teach or do anything. So you need to be double licensed. A lot of the states are kind of getting like that now.
Yeah.
Wow.
Which, I mean, is
depends
the way you look at it. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think I know for tattooing, and I think you in your class you also spoke about it. You have to have a bloodborne pathogens.
Yeah, so they have you take the
take a
certificate. I can't remember. I don't think I took it when I first got my license.
Yeah.
I think when I renew it,
Yeah.
I think I had to get my license. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
you just watch a bunch of shit about,
and it's not that expensive either.
no, it's like $35.
Yeah.
I mean, every 2 years,
Yeah.
you can do it.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's not the biggest investment for would be like taking the class, correct?
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, unless you're in a state where you have to be licensed, then you have to go to aesthetic school or cosmetology school.
Yeah.
But
honestly, like I think it's in our industry, in the beauty industry, it's probably the cheapest, easiest way to make a good amount of money for yourself. because of the way we're priced and everything.
Yes.
We usually make a little bit more than traditional tattoo artists.
Yeah.
And if you're good, if you're the best in your area, then of course that
Yeah.
grows substantially.
Yeah.
But it's a great industry to be in. But I don't think it requires a lot of it requires some artistic ability.
Mm-hmm.
To me, that just means you're either going to be good at it or you're not.
Yeah.
I've taught people that really have tried and they plateau at a certain level.
Yeah.
But you also need to have I think understand the technical parts behind it, because you need to know what it's going to look like in a few years, which I think is really important.
Yes.
Like we've seen those eyebrows that turn fucking orange
Yes.
and red and
Blue.
Yeah.
I've seen blue. I've seen lavender, but a really pretty lavender. I mean, not for your eye, but like your hair.
Yeah. Yeah.
Have you been asked to tattoo like another color brow?
Yes, I have. I've been asked to tattoo pink eyebrows or like a red brown. Oh, I was asked to do a platinum. I know, platinum white eyebrow.
How is that?
What?
How would that even?
So it's just like white, right?
Yeah, but I know white doesn't stay white in people's skin, so I was like, I gotta draw the line somewhere. Like,
Yeah.
usually, like whatever my client says, I'm like, I'm fucking down. You want eyebrows
Yeah.
on your forehead, dude? Let's fucking do it.
Yeah.
But I had to say no.
Yeah. Yeah. Because you're like,
Well,
that's
'cause
gonna be great.
No, dude, well, that shit,
Like,
yeah, that shit turns like fucking cottage cheese yellow, and
Yeah, that would look.
Weird.
it's
Yeah.
weird.
And that's one thing I know about your class. You I don't know if I can't even base it off of any other opinions or any other
Because
classes
you-
because yeah. But I don't know, do other instructors teach color theory when it comes to the brows or to the ink? Do they teach the way the ink
Pigment
works?
science.
Yes.
Yeah. No. So very, very few artists now even understand pigment science. Most people talk about color theory, but it doesn't. Color theory doesn't matter as much as pigment science when you understand pigment science. When you understand that if they add a little bit of this type of black, it's gonna stay in the skin forever. Who fucking cares if it gives you a red hue? And that's like I know everybody's like, what the
No.
fuck that shit mean? But the way the ink looks is not necessarily the way the ink will heal inside the skin.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's not like tattooing. Tattooing, you get red, you put it in the skin, and it looks red.
Yeah.
It looks a variety. It could be a variety of types of red.
Yeah.
But it'll look red.
Yeah.
Right, depending on your melanin amount or depending on your undertones and stuff like that. Our ink is, I almost want to say that it's kind of volatile,
Mm-hmm.
and it takes a bit to understand it.
Mm-hmm.
It couldn't be understood. You just have to like really, really study it.
Yeah.
And you saw, I mean,
Yeah,
when I
you-
talk about it,
You go down to the
I
ingredients.
lose the students for a little bit. And I've had students ask me like, do we have to learn it? So I'm like, yes, you have to learn it. You
Yeah,
will be better than everybody else.
I mean, I wouldn't not want. I would rather know it than not know it
Yeah.
because
Mhm.
I would have never thought that there is different kinds of black and they have to look at the ingredients in order to make sure that an eyebrow's not going to turn gray
Yeah.
or blue or
Right.
whatever color, because it's black.
Wow.
Right. And not in our
fascinating.
ink.
Yeah.
Dude, are you being
So-
sarcastic?
No, because like I went to art school, right? And so I had
So she does.
I had
Oh,
this
okay.
I had this one painting professor that was just on us about color all the time. I'd be like, okay, here's my tree, but like that shadow is not the right color, that undertone is not it. I was like, what? But it looks like this. He's like, no, but it's supposed to be like this. I was like, what? Like I was going in there like, okay, a shadow is gray, and he's like, no,
Uh-huh.
it's not gray. It's just a darker version of that green. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Oh, yes,
Well,
yes,
against
yes.
the
yes.
grass.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh. I mean, I'm thankful for him.
Yeah.
Even though he drove us all nuts.
But you
But-
learned the right way and you
Of
learned
course,
the
yeah.
technicality of it.
After class number 4,
You're like,
think
oh,
learned
I think it's sticking now.
Yeah. No.
I'm like,
yeah, because I looked at that book with the different color, the pigments, and the
Mhm.
molecules and everything that
Uh-huh.
how you explained it, and it's
Mhm.
like shit. Like it makes sense because I don't want to fuck up somebody's face by adding a color that is gonna break down into looking shitty later on.
Yeah. And the thing is, like, if like I don't know if this is a color. This is the same thing in painting, Jackie. But if there's an array of different greens, and each green will fade at a different time. When given the same amount of exposure, the same color scheme. So you have 3 different greens. Each green will fade differently when given to sun exposure. And I don't know if that's the same in painting.
I mean, it depends on the picture. You know what I mean? And like the time of day.
Canvas. Okay.
I'm like the time of day that you're painting the tree.
I get
You know what I
I get
mean?
it.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
like if it's like if you're
okay.
painting a tree in like early morning tree, like a painting of the early morning, or if you're painting a tree at night,
Or if it's sunset, you're gonna get those like different colors coming down onto the tree. You're gonna get some reds, some oranges, some like.
But isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
Like, that's crazy, right?
because we would like right now you're like, wait, what do you mean at the different time of day?
I was like, oh, okay, because I was talking about something else.
Yeah, but I get it now.
So, like, the best way I can explain it is, say you have say you have a medium dark green, right? So that means that particular color has yellow, right? And it has blue. You have to break down the colors. But since it's a medium dark, they also have black, right? And it also has white. Because if you just put black, then it would be too black and it doesn't create the right shadows.
You can't just do black and white. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's just like just a different shade of concrete. I feel like it's.
But you know what I'm saying? So you have this green, and then once you break it down into colors, then you got to see what classification number it has. So a yellow's not a yellow. A yellow can have a little bit of red in there. So now you break it down even more. So now that yellow that made that green either has a little bit more
I know
red,
what you're saying, yeah.
or you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so
I know what you're saying.
That's how I break it down in class. And so I think I lose a few people there.
No,
But you get what I'm saying?
I have
because
so many different paints.
Yeah.
And there's either like a blue hue of like red.
Yeah.
Or there's an orange version of red.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Even with lipsticks too. It's like, oh, am I in the mood for this?
Red,
I've even told people like, I want a blue red. And they're like, what are you talking about? Blue red. There's
'cause
no blue and red.
Yeah.
Like, no,
there is.
you're not thinking here.
Yeah.
Or no, I don't
Like,
say that, but
let's
I'm just
break it
like,
down.
Yeah.
We gotta.
And it's true because one of the things that you mentioned is you're gonna lose the yellow first.
Because yellow is the weakest color.
Yeah.
So if something looks yellow but it has red, that doesn't mean that it'll stay yellow forever. Eventually it's going to turn red because yellow is a weak color. In our industry. Yeah. So I know it's the type of stuff that I teach, but I love
It's so, yes.
Dude, I can talk about this like
They didn't do this in my microblading class.
I know they didn't.
He's like,
And that's
I
what
know.
I'm saying. And that's what I'm saying. That's the part that I was just like so fucking like,
Mind blown.
Yeah. Yeah, because I was like, oh shit, you would have never thought of that. And now I think, well, I have family members who got their eyebrows tattooed like back in the 90s who have great eyebrows now.
Oh yeah, my aunts have like blue eyeliner.
Yeah, and I never knew until I took your class that it was because they lost. If there was yellow in there, there is no longer yellow. There is no longer any red.
The breakdown.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So then
the wheels are turning.
Yeah.
There
So then,
you go, see?
yeah. So then all those colors start fading off, and then you're just left with the base, which was
Black and white, which make gray.
Yeah.
But see, even with gray, you gotta break it down. Is it a green gray? Just your instructor, and then you gotta see if it's a blue gray.
Yeah.
Is there some red undertones or is there none? And then you have to break it down to the colors that are left behind.
Yeah.
And is it the ink or is it the way that your client's particular skin held?
See, guys, you're getting some free education.
Yeah.
There you go.
I know.
I'll be billing everybody for that anyway.
Some people like to try and take the fast route, I guess, and try and just say, okay, I just need to know like black, brown, red. And they're like, and I need to do it just this way. Like they don't see the whole picture.
Yeah.
I feel like, you know.
Yeah.
And that's, I feel like, where we talked about like people who are just wanting to do it for the money, right?
Yeah.
It's like you have to, if you want to be good at your craft and like hone in on it, you have to understand like everything that
you have
goes
to
into
love it.
And
you really have to love it. You cannot just go into any industry just because of the fucking money, because you're gonna have a job
Well,
if
you
you
know
do
what?
that.
I feel like what makes you push through is your
Mhm.
love of your craft.
Yes.
Because everybody loves money. That's cool. But what happens when you're in a slow season or like recession? What keeps people going is the love for what they're doing.
Yes.
Like I can absolutely not see myself not being in the beauty industry one way or another.
Mhm.
Whether that's creating what I plan to do in 5 years or in 10 years,
Yeah.
but I will always be in the beauty industry because I just like, I fucking love it.
Yeah.
And it's not a passion thing because passion runs out, right?
Yeah.
I just literally, it's like, it's in me to be in the
Mhm.
beauty industry. And if you're not like that in the industry that you're in, dude, like you'll burn out so fast.
Yeah.
Because as soon as the money's gone,
Yeah.
you're going to be like, well, I'm fucking gone too. This shit ain't making me no money. No, bro. You just don't love it like I do.
Yeah.
I just love it.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
You're so right.
It's
Right?
definitely it's not about the money. It's just about happiness. That
Yeah.
sounds so cheesy.
No,
But
but it's true.
It's true.
And I always think, I think it was you that told me you just can't stay away from the beauty industry, can you?
I cannot.
No, you told me.
Oh, yeah, I did tell you. I did tell you.
Because
Mhm.
and
I knew it too.
yeah,
I was like,
and
you're gonna.
and you
Yeah.
and she's been telling me like you just and I'm like no, but I don't like doing hair anymore.
You're like
but it's not-
bookkeeping, but for the beauty industry.
Yes,
Yeah.
and I didn't think. When I said I was done doing hair, I was like, I'm done with the beauty industry. I'll
Mhm.
help beauty professionals. But then like being around it, it's like I'm so dumb to even
It's
think.
like your people, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
because
Mhm.
it's like it makes me happy. Like it makes me so happy to be able to fucking help people and to still get my hands dirty in the beauty industry. You know,
Yeah,
like I
yeah.
still get to do it, and I'm over here learning brows because, fuck, I've told you I really like doing the brows. I really
Yeah,
enjoyed
I could
it.
tell.
It was just something that I thought I could never do. Because there's no way in hell, and I even said it when I was a model that
I
there was no
remember.
way in hell.
And then you're like, I'll take your next class.
Yes.
I know.
But I really do enjoy it, and just I don't know, like there's no way that
You can stay away.
yeah.
It's just like,
So
it's
you're so
inherited
right.
in you.
Mhm.
And for me, it's the technical aspect from the beauty industry.
Mhm.
For some people, just like looking at pretty shit, and pretty shit is cool. But for me, it's like the technical aspects of it. When you break it down, like we in the beauty industry are a legitimate business.
Yes.
In any place you put it, the beauty industry produces billions of dollars a year in
Mhm.
hair, makeup, all of it, product, retail. We produce billions of dollars. We are really a force
Mhm.
in the economy.
Yeah.
We really are. So when you find a passion in that and then you break it down, there's so much success that you can achieve if
Mhm.
you really love that industry and you learn about it.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm not just
Mhm.
talking about, like I said, I'm not just talking about like the oh my god, I like doing eyebrows. Like expand your knowledge of
Yes.
that and
Yeah.
break it down. You know, all
Mhm.
the way down. And once you're in it, in like you and I, like all three of us, like you cannot ever be doing anything.
Yeah.
else.
There's
Yeah.
no way.
You're
And
up
if you
at-
do, you will be super sad.
Yeah.
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 We're all me and Crystal at least were like up at just the early hours of the morning, like just Googling. She's probably Googling brows, and I'm like,
Yeah.
ooh, I want to know different ways to treat acne. I'm just like, I just got a new book in yesterday, and I was like so excited about it.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
cool. So even like reading about beauty industry stuff is
Uh-huh.
fun, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
I read, I watch videos, I do research. I feel like I'm psychotic. I tell my clients, I'm like, I'm a skin psycho. Is how
You know
would call
what?
myself.
We get it.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
get it. Yeah.
I mean, I think, and that's why I feel like we created this space too with the podcast to
Mhm.
bring in different people from all, from the beauty industry, but different trades in
Yeah.
the beauty
Mhm.
industry,
yeah.
because we want to be able to show people that it's not just like
It's not just hair and skin.
Yeah, it's
and nails.
more than
Right.
that.
There's
It goes
more.
more than that.
There's so much, and I don't think we get enough credit for us.
Yeah.
For that, I feel like when I meet other professionals or other people that have their own business, it's always like, oh, you do brows.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm used to it now. You know, I don't even say anything. Before I used to be, you fucking bitch.
Yeah.
But now I just kind of go like, oh yeah, I do. But you know, we're a fucking force. We're
Yeah.
a force. The beauty industry itself is like there's so many facets to it,
Yeah.
and we could all be successful.
Yeah.
But I feel like people look down on it.
Yes.
You know,
all the
all
time.
the
They're
time.
like, "Oh, you're an esthetician."
And
Yeah.
they just picture you
Like, what do
just
you mean?
like me doing it as a hobby.
Yeah.
Like people don't take it seriously. I've had that.
Yeah.
I
Mhm.
teach an array of people, and I was talking to a student of mine the other day, and a lot of the times I have nurses who try to get into our industry because a lot of the nurses are doing the shift into injectables, right?
Yeah.
And so injectables are, they're in the beauty industry.
Yeah.
And so from there, they kind of try to branch out into what I do. And a lot of them don't come with an open mind. They come in here with like, well, I can do it because, look at her, she's doing it. I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm a nurse. And this is not everybody. This is not everybody, but I get a lot of that.
Yeah.
And so they come in and I'll tell you, like, I don't give a shit if you're a nurse. Like, you will fail if you come in thinking like, oh, this is so easy.
Mm-hmm.
But
Oh yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so, yeah, like I said, you have to love it, and it's an awesome industry to be in. I couldn't see myself doing anything else. Like
Yeah.
I've always been in the beauty industry.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah. There's nothing else that you could say will make you happy. And
No,
because I'm sure, does this feel like work to you?
it doesn't. It doesn't. Like before this, I was in the medical field. Like a lot of us actually in the brow world and
That's
tattoo
so
world.
true. I was a medical
See?
assistant.
So yeah, so I was a medical assistant and an office manager, and I did billing and coding and
Yeah.
stuff. But sometimes I had days where I would wake up like, fuck, man, I'm gonna go. Tomorrow's fucking Monday, like, wah.
Yeah.
But I don't do that
Mm.
anymore.
Yeah.
I just recently started. I just recently changed my schedule a little bit. And I start at 10. I started at 10 seeing clients. I've been seeing clients at 9 forever because I'm an early bird.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And now it's like, okay, well, I'm just gonna give myself an hour to get my stuff together and just move a little bit slower through the morning, or like my husband and I talk about what we're gonna do for the day and stuff like that. And I don't ever have those days where I'm like, oh, I don't want to go to work. I don't want to see my coworkers. Oh, so and so is such a fucking bitch. Like I don't have any
Yeah.
of those days. I just get
Yeah.
up and like I look at my schedule. I'm like, oh, cool beans. This is what I'm doing today. You
Yeah.
know. And if I
Mhm.
ever have a client though I don't want to see, I just won't see them.
Yeah. I mean,
just
what
won't.
for? Yeah.
No, for real. It's like
That's
I'll
amazing
be like,
about having your own business too.
yeah.
I will say you can
Yeah.
say no.
It's a lot of
fire a client.
responsibility.
It is.
Oh yeah, you should do that. You should fire people. You should
Yeah.
fire clients.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You come in with a bad vibe, I'm like, bitch, I'll never see you again.
Yeah.
Like I've had people that come in, and this is after they paid their deposit, and they come in and they're like, well, do you think I should do it? I'm like, I'm not gonna fucking convince you to tattoo your fucking face,
Yeah.
you know? Or they'll come in and like, oh, I don't know about this. I don't know about this. Do you think I should do it? I'm still secondhand. So by that time, they'll
You're
mess
like-
up my energy. And so I tell them, look,
Mm.
I don't think you're ready. And because I feel that way, now I'm not ready.
Yeah.
So I think we're going to have to part ways. And I had this lady who said, I had that conversation with her and she said, well, can I come back like when I'm ready? I was like, no, dude. Like, I'm not doing this twice.
Yeah.
I was like, I hope that you find somebody that you completely trust because this is a commitment.
Yeah.
Well, I'll just come back to you. I was like, no, you won't.
Yeah.
You're very nice, but you've already Zoomed like 3 or 4 fucking people.
Oh.
You already made me change the entirety of the eyebrow 4 or 5 different times. Like, you're not ready.
Oh,
and I don't
shit.
feel comfortable.
Yeah.
And when I don't feel comfortable, you're not going to
Ooh.
do a good job.
Yeah. Because then you're
Yeah.
going to second guess yourself the whole way through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they end up not being happy,
Mm,
you know? So like
Yeah.
at that point, like, what's the point?
yeah. Like, why are you going to give yourself the stress of it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, no, dude, I have a husband and 3 fucking boys, 5 boys all together. Like, I'm not going to put myself under more stress.
You're like, fuck that.
You're not going to ruin this for me, lady.
Yeah.
Get out.
No, it's so
Oh
true.
my
I think also as beauty professionals, we always think that we have to take every client that walks in the
Yes.
door. And maybe at the beginning you do.
For practice.
Yes.
Yeah, honestly, yeah.
Yeah, at the beginning you
Mhm.
do because you are getting that. One, you're trying to get more pictures, you're trying to get your
Right.
practice. But then as you build that clientele, you're just all right. Get
Yeah.
the fuck out.
And also too, I think you're trying to find your market.
Yeah.
Like not everybody's for everybody.
Yeah.
And some people might not like your energy, your vibe. Some people don't like the way you look. They don't like your fucking eyebrows. They're
Yeah.
not going to go to you.
Yeah.
So I think during the first, even maybe couple of years, you're still looking for your ideal clientele.
Yeah.
And until you can find your ideal clientele, you don't even know how to market.
Yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
So yeah, I think like the first, I would say year or two, you're trying to figure out. So yeah, take everybody,
Yeah.
and then eventually be like, okay, well, I'm not good at people that don't have any hair. So now I'm only going to see people. And that's honestly like completely legitimate. Like that's
Yeah.
okay.
Mhm.
Or you're not comfortable doing round eyebrows, which usually they get rounder after like 47. People are 47, they like to have like their eyebrows a little bit more round. So maybe that's but maybe that's not your vibe, and
Yeah.
it's okay. But the first year or two, you're constantly looking to understand your clientele,
Yeah.
you know?
So for someone that's new in the industry, how would you tell them to market themselves, or what advice can you give them?
I always tell people in the industry, like, be really, really honest with yourself and price yourself accordingly. Like, if you're pricing yourself at $400 or $500, um, and you've been in this for 2 weeks, like, it's not gonna work. Not only
Yeah.
are you gonna burn yourself out, which is really hard to come back from,
Yeah.
burning your name out. Like, your clients will have the highest expectations of you, which you cannot attain because you've only been
Yeah.
doing. So I would say, like, be really honest with yourself and price yourself accordingly.
Mhm.
I always tell people, like, think about the long run and don't do a ton of discounts. Discounting services will get you discounted clients.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
and if that's your clientele, because there's that for everybody. There's
Yeah.
Walmart, and what do people say? There's Walmart and there's Target,
Yep.
right? I go to
That's so
both.
true.
Yeah.
I go to both
I
depending
go
on
to-
what I'm trying to buy.
Yes.
But if you're trying to do like the whole Groupon thing and all that, you will get those type of clients with a loyalty.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They'll jump on the next and on the next, which,
Yeah.
like I said, it is okay, but there's so many people doing that. Like, is that really how you want to compete?
Plus Groupon, like,
They take out
they-
a really
they don't
big
even
cut.
It's like
make-
50%.
So
right?
I was like,
you
I'm
end
not
up
doing
making
that.
like, for a service that's supposed to be like $100, you end up making like $20 or something
Yeah.
like that.
And I think all of us in the industry have thought about Groupon. I know I
Mhm.
did, like, a long, long time ago when I first
When
started.
I first
Yeah.
moved here,
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
to try to get, I went to see how much it would be, right? I went to price it out. I was like,
Mhm.
fuck this shit. It's like,
yeah, I
I'm-
said no too. I
yeah,
was
it's like
Yeah.
I'm paying them
Mm-hmm.
to come to me. Like, I'm good. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and then
Mom groups.
see, if you surround yourself with your ideal clientele,
Yeah.
so if you service moms, then be in the space where moms are at.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. And I honestly, that's the best advice I could give anybody. Like,
Yeah.
be where your clientele is once you figure it out.
Yeah. What do you think somebody starting out in this industry, like you said, 2 weeks,
I
they should start charging?
It depends, I think.
Yeah.
Like most of my students, I think with the knowledge that they have and all that, and if they're practicing though, I usually tell them when you're about to start and you're ready to start, then 250 is really good.
Yeah.
I've had people who are amazing and natural. I would tell them to start at 250, but do it for a year so you can understand the way the skin works, the way the skin is getting rid of your pigment,
Yeah.
because their clients at a year aren't going to look like my clients at a year.
Mm-hmm.
So study your clients for a year, see how they're coming back before you even think about raising your price.
Okay.
Yeah. So I usually tell people 250. Most new people do it in about 3 hours when they start. But then they get down to 2 hours, and then that's when I would say increase your price.
Oh, cool.
Good to know.
Yeah. I'm like, do you have any more questions?
Trying to think. So brows are your favorite part of the job?
I love doing eyeliner, actually.
Oh, really?
Yes. And maybe it's because I don't do it that often.
Ah.
I mean, eyebrows, eyes closed, upside down, I got you. Eyeliner is always so different, and that area of the eye, that skin in the eye is so different. It's always a fucking challenge. It's always a challenge. Like, sometimes I'll go in and I'm like, oh, easy peasy. She has like the perfect eye shape. And then I get in there and I'm like, this skin stretches too much.
Yeah.
Yeah. So eyeliner, I love doing eyeliner. I don't do lips.
I was about to ask, because I know you used to teach lips.
So I will teach it to certain people.
Mm-hmm.
I will not do lips. So I used to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And every time I would get lips on my menu or in my schedule, I would be like, oh my God, I don't want to do this.
Oh
It'd
yeah.
take me forever. And so I was like, okay, well, I'm going to increase my price so I get less people.
And you still got
Yeah.
people.
But I still got people.
Mm.
And so when I moved here to San Antonio, I decided to completely take it off my menu. And then I had somebody fly in from California to see me. And so I was like, fuck, I can't say no to somebody
Yeah.
like that. So I do not do lips unless you're flying in and you make me.
Yeah.
Like I have people that won't go anywhere else. I'm
Oh.
actually seeing somebody that's flying in from California.
What
Oh,
is
wow.
what's the reason that you don't like doing lips?
Oh, it takes forever. Honestly, it takes forever. It doesn't look how people think it's going to look.
Okay.
And it fucking hurts.
yeah.
It hurts. It hurts a lot.
I'm like,
I'm
I
like,
know.
I'm like, ow.
Yeah,
I'm,
well,
I'm
and
thinking
then
about it.
with what we do, you don't just go over it once. You go over it and over it and over it.
Ow.
Oh my God. And it hurts. They're uncomfortable.
Oh.
It's just not cool beans.
mm,
So if
yeah.
I don't like it, I won't do it, you know?
Yeah.
Do you do like what's it called? Blush or like freckles or any of that weird stuff?
No, you know what? No. I think that's I think when people can do it, I've seen it look really good. I would love to do blush though. But I haven't found anybody crazy enough.
Because
to
I
do
feel
that.
like right, because the blush is more like it's
You can do it. You probably just have to like
more
but,
like
blend it out
yeah.
with some water or sterile water or whatever.
yeah.
But the lighter in color you get, the more white it has, the more white ink, and white ink changes throughout the years.
Yeah.
So I don't want to do something that I can't take back or that doesn't fade into almost unnoticeable.
yeah.
Like you know how people are doing the stretch marks?
Yes.
That shit is insane.
Oh,
The under eyes.
Oh no,
That
I've
shit is
seen that
horrible.
afterwards, the under eye, how ugly it looks.
I've seen it healed, and it does not look great.
I don't know why
It is
people
not.
would even fuck up their face like that.
I didn't think about the
Yeah.
stretch marks though, because I kept.
I've
seeing
seen
it
that before. I keep
come
on
up
seeing
now,
that.
and I'm
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
oh, like does it look like good once
Well,
it's healed?
No, it does not.
No.
No, it doesn't. It looks crazy.
Why do people?
It looks worse. It looks worse.
Because nobody posts the year after the
nobody
months after.
does.
Yeah.
That's so true. I only see like right after. it's
And I
done.
always ask people, like, if you haven't seen the healed work, then don't get it done. I try to
Mm.
post as many healed work as I can, but you know, after people leave, they don't necessarily want to come back
Yeah.
just so you can take a fucking picture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, client pictures are like
Yeah.
crooked.
Yeah.
Can't use them. and
They're
stuff.
blurry. They're
They're
bad.
blurry. They have like 20 filters, and I'm like, ma'am, is this you?
You didn't have that nose when you came to me
You
last time.
were looking a little different when you came
Your
in.
nose looks different. Your eyes look bigger.
Like,
you
who
know?
is this? Is your
Oh.
hair a different color? What's going
Oh
on?
man.
Oh yeah, and what we were gonna ask too, like, what's your favorite like experience or moment, like the aha, like, oh, I just made this client's day, or like I.
Have you ever had a client cry?
I have a lot of people cry, actually.
Really?
Oh, I'd be like sobbing.
no, not because wait, not because they
Let's
hurt.
back up here.
Oh, 'cause they
Wait,
look
let me back
good.
up
Oh.
because yes, let me back up. We know you're a crybaby for pain.
No, you would be all right. You would be okay. You would be all right.
What I mean is, have you ever had somebody look at themselves in the mirror because they had fucked up eyebrows their whole lives or whatever the fuck or the case might be,
Yeah.
and started crying?
Yes, I have. And those times are like really touching and stuff, and those
Mhm.
are great. But my favorite times that really make me feel like I'm doing a good job is when somebody is successful in like my from taking my class. When they reach out to me a year later, like I've had people, and there's one that I could remember, and she was in California, and this is when I was teaching in California, so this
Mhm.
was years ago, and this just happened like 6 months ago.
Mhm.
She met me. I can't remember. She either I think she came in with somebody, and I was like talking to her, you
Mhm.
know. And then she was like, "How cool is it? Like what she's doing?" And then I think she took one of my classes. I think she took I can't remember what it was, but she took a class from it. And she liked it and enjoyed it so much that she's like, that's what I want to do. And then she took her esthetician course.
Mhm.
And then she opened up an esthetician place. And eventually she opened up a place for like a studio suites type of
Yeah.
place.
Yeah.
in California, and then she credited all that to me, and so that was fucking
Oh,
cool.
yes.
That was really
Oh.
cool.
That is always.
Because I was like, fuck, man, like that's so like that's empowering to me.
Yeah.
You know,
Yes.
not something that I do on a daily basis, but something that I help somebody else do. You know,
It's
so
yeah.
even with Vanya and watching her every day and watching her grow as an artist, dude, that's like my favorite fucking thing.
Yeah.
Anytime I see a badass eyebrow, or I've had people say, "Oh, like Vanya's eyebrows look as good as yours," and like if you take that ego out of it, you know, it's like how fucking cool
Yes.
that I'm creating this. You
Yes.
know, like I
Mhm.
See, I
not
knew I
made
liked you for a
this.
reason.
Yeah.
She has. I'm not taking natural talent away from her, but like I helped in that.
Yeah.
You know,
Mhm.
like anybody that talks to me and then they decide to do something or open up their own business, because I was like, fuck it, do it. You know, do it
Mhm.
scared, do it nervous, do it however, just do it. And then
Mhm.
they do it, and I'm like, fuck, man, like I had a hand in that,
Yeah.
and now this person's growing. You know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like I've had people open up their own studio. I've had people be successful. I have people expand, and there was this one other gal that I taught. I went to the Paul Mitchell School,
Mm-hmm.
but in California.
Mhm.
And so they invited me on, and I taught them a lash class really quick, or how to place lashes. And from there, when she graduated, she opened up her own place. Then she was teaching lashes, and she was like doing amazing, amazing work. And she credited me from that one time that I went like 7 years ago.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Wow.
It's
So-
just people don't understand how inspiring you can be to
Mhm.
someone else.
You don't. You don't, because all I try to do is like I don't think I'm anybody spectacular or special. So I
stop.
really
You are very
I
spectacular.
am. But when I talk to somebody, I'm like, dude, like I am like not anybody special.
Mhm.
You could do it too. This is not something that's specifically just to me.
Mhm.
And I will tell you what I did. You ask me, I
She's
will
not a
tell you.
gatekeeper, guys.
I'm not a
at
gatekeeper.
all.
I love it. Oh yeah. I knew from the moment I met her. I was like,
But
she
don't
is-
fucking message me at a fucking Sunday night and then just be like, no hello, no nothing, and just be like, hey, what about this?
Like, no, bitch.
I will flip my shit.
Yep.
I will flip my shit. But honestly, like I don't gatekeep and I try to help. So I think my best moments comes from people utilizing what I gave from my experience, and they used it to push themselves that much
Mhm.
further. There's nothing like it.
Yeah.
Like that's my favorite thing.
Yeah. One thing that I like that you always do is, and I've said it here other times is, and it will always stand out, is when you said woman empowerment is not about being at these networking events
I
and,
did say that.
and eating and just, oh yeah, like,
Taking pictures.
yeah,
Mhm.
like that's not what woman empowerment is. Woman empowerment is what you do.
Mhm.
I think it's what I like to do as well, and I think, and that's why we've clicked very well, because it's about, yeah, go to that networking event, but give something.
There you go.
Give something.
Give
Don't just
something.
don't take. Don't
Mhm.
go there to see what you could take from the person that's there. Don't go there so that you could say that you've met me before and then go drop my name somewhere else.
Yeah.
Like, don't.
That's fucking annoying.
No, yeah. Like, if you need something, like, ask me, but I'm not going to a networking event to see what I could get out of it.
Yeah.
I go to see what I could give. Like,
Mhm.
and I know you do that a lot too.
I do.
And I
do,
know when you're there, you're also there to fucking learn and to.
I'm also scared shitless. I'm like,
So
I don't know why. I
that's
just-
what woman empowerment is, and I
Yeah.
think that's what you stand for, and
I
and I
do.
love it, you
Yeah,
know. And you empowered me to fucking do, you know. I took a class to do tiny tattoos, but
Mhm.
I was still like, just friends, you know.
Yeah.
And you pushed me. And
That's my shit. I'm like, dude, you can fucking do
Yeah.
it. And let me watch you grow.
Yeah,
Like that's like I
yeah.
was telling you, right? Like
yeah.
like I would love to do that, but I can't spread myself too thin, and like I just it's
Mhm.
just because I like it doesn't mean I'm gonna be good at it. But I was
Yeah.
like, man,
Yeah.
like you can do it. I'll help you. Like come in and I'll watch. And like I just like watching somebody else's growth. And if I
That's-
have
yeah.
any hand in that, that's fucking cool.
Yeah.
You know, but it's like you were saying though, there has to be an exchange of energy.
Mm-hmm.
Like it can't just be like you can't just go somewhere and like give.
Mhm.
Like or not give, take. You have
yeah.
to like also give,
Yeah.
and it has to be an exchange of ideas,
Yeah.
an exchange of energy, an exchange of information.
Mm-hmm.
And so like when you go to some events, it's just like, well, how did you do this and how did you do that? Can I call you for this? It's like, bitch, what about me? Like I'm
Yeah.
over here trying to grow too, you know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
just setting yourself around the right people
Yeah.
too helps.
Yeah.
You know?
And would you say don't treat your small business like a small business?
Oh yeah, don't treat your small business like a small business. Treat your small business like a big business.
Mhm.
Big ideas, big movements. Like, and don't sell yourself short. You know, because I feel like a lot of us, especially in the beauty industry, and maybe as women, I don't know. We kind of just go like, oh yeah, I do facials, and this is what I do. No, like you're providing this service. And I don't do friend discounts. You go book on my booking site, and yes, I'll need a deposit.
Yeah.
And no, you cannot just call me at fucking midnight on a Sunday and be like, can I change my appointment? Because I'm not going to fucking answer. Because, like,
Yeah.
I'm sleeping. I go to
Yeah.
sleep early. Like, I'm sleeping. Leave me alone.
Yeah.
But, treat it and respect your business as a business.
Yeah.
Have your set rules and have your clients abide by them, and you'll get amazing results. You'll get amazing clients. You'll have clients that uplift you. You'll have people around you who you want to be around,
Yeah.
instead of just fucking like, oh man, I gotta see this client again.
Yeah.
All
the right people will continue to follow you, and the wrong people will fall off.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is. So in our studio now, that's like what we're creating. My husband and I, we have you and I get along. We're friends. And then we have a new microblading artist that's just coming on, and she's super cute. I like her. And Vanya and I, like, it's cool. You bring people in who you want to be around.
Yeah.
Like, if I don't like your energy, dude, like, I can't have you around.
Yeah, you're like, get the fuck out.
Yeah, you can offer me free services, and I'll be like, I'm good, thank you. Just go pay somewhere else.
Yeah, you're like, no.
I know.
Yeah.
I thought it was great. You took Crystal on every Friday to
I
do
know,
tiny
I'm
tattoos.
I love
was
it.
like,
It's fucking cool. It's like working with your friends. Like, who doesn't want to do that,
Yeah, super cool. I really do enjoy being there. And she's created you and your husband have created a wonderful atmosphere there.
I think so. Like I said, like it's and then why should we just grow by ourselves? Like, let me help you grow, And if you've only been in the industry for a year, 2 years, 3 years, and I've been in this industry for 12, like there's probably a thing or two that I can teach you or you can learn from me,
Yeah.
And like I said, exchange of ideas and information,
Because everybody, like, you don't just fucking grow on your own. You never stop learning. You're always learning. You learn every day.
Oh, yeah.
And there's people in the beauty industry that don't want to take any advice from anyone, and that just want, and not just in beauty.
They're know-it-alls.
Yeah,
For
not just in the
reals,
beauty
right?
industry. Just I think in every industry, if you try to give them an idea, they're, oh, I knew that already.
Yeah.
Then get
Oh,
the
I
fuck-
hate that.
Like, okay, well then get the fuck out. Like, then we can't be friends.
Yes, I've had people like that in my class. And they're like, oh, yeah, because this isn't, no, like, let me teach you what you like. Let me fucking talk.
Yeah.
So I can tell you, like.
Yeah. You're like, stop.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
let me
man.
fucking talk.
No, I think, can you tell us more? Are you having another class, or are you done with classes for this year?
So I'm done teaching the big classes. So the powder brow classes, I'm done. I might be teaching actually in McAllen.
Okay.
Possibly. Like, it's in the works.
Oh.
I'm seeing what's what. And so I'll possibly maybe be teaching out there. But I will be having, well, by the time it's there, it'll be gone. But I'm trying to do it every month.
Mhm.
We're having a networking dash little mastermind type of class.
Yes.
So like this weekend, we're teaching how to network like a pro, like how to niche down niches. The riches are in the niches. So you got to
Yes.
not waste your time, which is why I don't go to that many networking events.
Yes.
And then next month, actually, I'm really excited. My friend Erica from Working Moms of San Antonio, she's going to be teaching a class on Canvas or Canva.
Canva. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ah.
And like, I think I know how to use it, but she knows how to
Yeah.
use it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'll be
So,
going to that one for
Yeah,
sure.
that one's good. I hope you
Yeah.
guys go. It's going to be fucking cool. She does a lot of marketing and stuff, so she knows her shit.
Yes.
And it's also like her environment, her energy. They're fucking cool.
Yeah.
Erica and Marie. And so that'll be next month.
Mhm.
And then, we're going to have a chemical peel class. So everything that I do, I teach. But if nothing else, I think look out for our networking dash mastermind classes.
Yes.
I think anytime you go and network and all that, you should take something away. So we are trying to make it more like, here, do this for your business, as opposed to like just come and be cute and like eat some snacks. You know,
Yeah.
I can do that at home. I can be cute at home.
Yeah, and
Eating
I
snacks at home
love.
with these damn
Yeah,
kids.
I loved. I loved. We did the AI.
Oh, the AI.
Yes,
It's crazy though, right?
It was so fun. And learning. I learned a lot. I really did learn a lot, and I loved that kind of networking event.
Right, and the energy and everybody's so positive, like
Yes.
trying to help each other.
Yeah.
And that's true networking because you create
Yeah.
like real connections.
Yeah.
You know, as opposed to going some other networking events. There was one that I missed, and some girl told me, "Oh, well, I went. Well, all I was doing is like passing out cards.
Yeah.
Like, how do you
Oh.
create relationships
Yeah.
like that? Like, you don't,
Yeah.
and you're not gonna wanna refer everybody. You want
Yeah.
to refer a person who you met, and then you know they have integrity, and you know
and
they
you
good
clicked,
work, and you click. Yeah, yeah.
You clicked.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I mean, it's true.
Yeah.
Mm,
Like I know a lot of people that do facials, but like if somebody's asking me, I always give them Jackie.
yeah.
You know, because I like Jackie.
Oh.
I like your vibe, like your energy, and I like the way you post information and stuff like that. Like
Yeah.
I'm constantly learning, you know?
Right?
'Cause I'm not in the
that's what
facial
I
world.
know. That's what I always tell her. She
So
has.
yeah, so
yeah.
when you post like new products, I'll be like, oh, that's interesting. Let me look at the ingredient list because I
Yeah.
love ingredients. But you know, if you're constantly educating your client, like I love that shit.
Yeah.
So I will refer people to you for that.
Oh, and wait, guys, she actually has her own line.
Of chemical peels.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
Oh, that's
I
right.
do. So but goes back to like just doing what you have time for instead of doing a bunch of shit and then doing a minimal stuff on a bunch
Yeah.
of things. But 2 years in the works, and I actually created my chemical peels with a lab in Florida.
Oh,
So they're made to
shit.
my specifications and my pH that I like to use. My pHs are really high. I mean, I'm sorry, they're really low. So as you know,
I was like, woo.
you're like, whoa, yeah. So it's a burny. It burns a little bit, but it's a good burn. It's a good burn.
Yeah.
So
It's worth
yeah.
it.
Yes, yeah. So we have our own pill lines, which maybe that's 2024 goals. I'll start putting that out there a little bit more and educating people more about chemical peels. There's a lot of misconceptions about that.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna tour the world and teach everybody about chemical peels.
That's amazing. Yeah, a lot of people are very afraid when they first come into the industry to do chemical peels. They're like,
Yeah.
oh my God, am I going to burn them? It's like, well, then learn how
The
to do
proper
that.
ways.
how
Yeah.
not to burn somebody's face off.
Yeah.
take a class so you
Yeah.
feel confident first.
Yeah.
You know?
And I do a lot of layering, which I know a lot of estheticians either are scared or don't do. Like I'll use a glycolic with a TCA, and then on top I'll put a vitamin A or a hyaluronic acid and stuff
Mhm.
like that. So I'm teaching my technique in that. But thank you for asking, Crystal. But yes,
Yeah.
I'll be doing some more of that, honing in on that a little bit more next year.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I'm
Crystal,
really
we
excited.
should take the chemical peel class.
Do it. It's
with
fun. You guys
The, with
should take
the
it.
her chemical peels.
Right?
From her Florida line.
Thank you.
That
Yeah,
sounds so
the bitch
fun.
that didn't want to take the powder brows with me.
Well,
Wanted
that
to
I
take a
get.
class
'Cause
with-
she
Just
had an
kidding.
experience with microblading, right?
Oh.
And you're like,
Yes.
this is too much
Well,
blood.
okay. So I did the microblading and then I had my opinions. I was like, this is a little bit I don't know. I was like 20. I was so scared back then. Since I've been more in the beauty industry now, like I wasn't back then
Yeah.
at all. I was just like, oh, brows? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
My family was asking me to do their brows, so that's kind of why too I took it. I was like, oh, okay. And I
Yeah.
was like, this is kind of scary. I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
But then after a while, I was like, okay, I can see myself now
Yeah.
getting back into it. But I'm like, I like what I'm doing right now.
Yeah.
Do I really want to learn
No,
again?
I
You
know.
don't.
I
and do all
just
this?
I just like giving you shit.
I know
yeah.
you didn't want to go alone. I
I
think that's what it
didn't.
really
Yeah.
was.
She's like, come on, she's
Yeah.
gonna be mean.
No, no. That I've always liked your vibe. I've always, like everything, like I said, that you stand for and what you do, and the way that I feel I could actually connect with you, and you have just a positive energy.
Oh, thank you.
So I like that shit. Like it's hard to find people who have, and it's not the same mentality, but because we're different, but there's a lot of things that we think alike, and
Yeah.
you have to surround yourself with people who
Yes.
want to uplift each other and not be like, oh, you're doing that, well, that sucks, or fuck you, or oh, I
Yeah.
could do it better than
Or
you.
like you get a little jealousy sense or
yeah,
something.
and
yeah.
so that's I don't think I have any friends like that.
I don't either, but like I was telling you, like as soon as you meet somebody, and I won't even work with somebody that I don't really care for.
Yeah,
Like if you're making me get spicy, or like if you push on my spicy button, I get really mad about something, or I'm just getting frustrated. I'm like, I can't work with you. Like,
Yeah.
dude. Like I want to learn how to work with you, But if we just can't get there, then I won't work
Yeah.
around you. I won't have you as my friend. Like,
Yeah.
I'll like your post.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. You're like, but that's it.
we can know of each other, but we don't have to kick it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, yeah. And I think, like I said, that's what I like. What are your goals for next year besides your
The chemical peels.
the chemical peels?
So besides the chemical peels, I'm gonna try to do. I'm figuring out how I'm gonna do it, but I definitely want to get into helping other women hit their first 100,000 in the industry, whether it's brows or anything in the beauty.
Mm-hmm.
I think a lot of people don't know how to get there, and that seems to be our first benchmark to know
Yeah.
that you've made it.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to figure out how I can make time to do that.
Yeah.
And then we want to try to do that. I want to get more into the chemical peels, and we'll see. I'm trying to slow down, but I may or may not open up another studio. We'll see.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ooh,
But
that's awesome.
2024 is definitely going to be the time where I hone down and make everything that I already have better.
Yes.
Like, I'm going to dissect everything. I'm going to redo everything. So like my online classes and stuff like that, I'm going to redo them. We're going to re-record with some new information on there. And then I think 2025, we may open up our esthetician school if we're ready for it,
Mm-hmm.
depending on the economy.
Yeah.
If we're ready, 2025 will be our esthetician school.
That's awesome.
If not, then another studio. But we're kind of,
Okay. Do you have any plans to create your own pigment line?
So I
Ooh.
have, but I need to choose a crazy. Like if I start doing that, that's gonna take me down a rabbit hole, and it's gonna take me months to create.
Yeah.
Oh, girl,
Because
take me years because I'm so psycho. I mean, that's
Yeah.
just me. I'm like,
It does take a long time, especially for us because I have to use it. Then I have to wait 2 months to see what it looks like, and then I have to wait a little bit longer to see what it's fading to in 6 months.
yeah.
So it'll be like I would say like it's probably gonna take me like a year and a half to do
Yeah.
that.
and
But
it's-
I want to, but I'm still seeing if there's there's pigment that I believe in 100%.
yeah.
Could it be made better? Probably.
Mm.
I'm just trying to figure out if that's what I feel that my career should go to, my time should go to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's either chemical peels. It's either the pigment or the esthetician school or the studio. So it's all right
Yeah,
there. The
yeah.
esthetician school is gonna happen no matter what.
Yeah.
But it either happens
You have
in 2
to
to
kind
3
of
years.
see which one's gonna
Come
take your
first.
time for. Yeah.
Like I'll do all of them, but once I choose what road I'm going on, I'm gonna give it 100%. So I can't do anything else but like obsess over this one thing.
Yes. Yeah.
Obsess.
Yeah.
Obsess over it.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Yeah,
I
I'm a
think
little
that's the
crazy.
only way to be able to get anything done because I feel like anything that I learn,
Mm-hmm.
I obsess over and I try to master it because I don't want to
Yeah.
just leave little things here and there. No, like I
You wanna
I
be the
want
best
to.
at it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's a good thing. There's a lot of people who will just wet their feet a little bit of everything, but no, I want to
You want
fully
to
learn it.
Right. It's like with the bookkeeping with the beauty.
Yeah.
Like you hone down on your niche and
Yeah.
you get obsessed with it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's where
Like
I'm
I
at.
mean, she knows, and I'm sure you've heard too. Like I always give my clients shit when they're spending money.
Yeah, I've heard it on the podcast too.
Yeah. And then
Oh my God.
when I get texts about buying a fucking dress and wants to know if it's a tax write off.
I'm gonna say yes, Jackie. Okay, but don't ask me because I think everything's
Well,
a tax
it's
write-off.
for the business. Like it's
I
for
will
the
be wearing it there.
it's the Christmas content. I gotta look good.
Oh, you know what? Yes, I agree.
Yes, right?
Yes,
Yes.
just give it to her.
She's like, you just can't wear it anywhere else but for the photos. I'm like,
Like if that, no, I said,
Okay.
are you only is that only business use? If you're gonna fucking be giving facials on that dress, then fuck it, then yeah. But if
Just take a picture of it, and then there you
that's
go.
what I know,
right? Yeah.
that's what that bitch is gonna do.
Me and my husband are always saying like, work in the gray.
Yeah.
I had an accountant who always used to tell me, she's a crazy bitch now, but anyway, when she was like still on her rocker, she would always say the only thing you can't write off is pets and porn.
Oh shit.
Unless, like your dog somehow walks through the porn scene that you're doing. But she said pets and porn are the only thing you can't figure out how to write off.
Yeah.
So
Oh my
you
god.
get
that's
that dress,
funny.
Jackie. Get it, damn it. Just the
it makes
facials in it.
sense though, girl.
See? Of course.
It is for the marketing.
I need to get Galan Consulting in
I
here.
know. Galan Consulting and Chris are over here like, these bitches are giving out bad
my
information.
God.
We're going to get in trouble.
Well, Crystal, you told me anything that is used for the business is a
Yes.
write-off. I am using this for the business.
One time.
Maybe she's going to use it twice.
No,
Maybe.
that bitch is going to use it probably the second time to fucking seduce her husband.
Christmas dress. He really likes Christmas, you guys.
Oh my God.
Oh, shit.
No. See, I mean, there are certain things that you can. The clothes is a little bit harder.
It's supposed to be really hard, right? Like have your name tag on it or some shit.
Yeah, the
Clothes?
clothes is one of the hardest things. It's one of those things that you could potentially get audited for. So
What if we send them the photos after?
this bitch?
There you go.
Like,
That's
see,
thinking
this
outside
was
the box.
This was used for.
And they're like, why is it the same client if you're saying it's different days? She
Right?
just really likes coming in here during the Christmas season. You gotta figure it out. You gotta let me know,
Yeah.
Jackie.
Oh my gosh.
No.
So
So
she-
tell us, where can we find you?
So you can find us on Instagram and Facebook under Vanidosa Beauty. And our website, Vanidosa Beauty Studios, which we are also redoing right now, so it doesn't look its best. But VanidosaBeautyStudios.com, Vanidosa Beauty on Instagram and Facebook. If there's any questions about booking or anything, you can also reach us through those platforms, or you can text us as 805-560-6699. But the numbers are listed there. The numbers are listed there. But if you have any questions, Tiny Tattoos with Crystal, we handle her booking, microblading, and powder brows.
Yeah.
And chemical peels, as you guys heard.
Chemical
peels.
Chemical
And
peels.
the eyeliner.
Oh, and the eyeliner,
The
please. Come
eyeliner.
for some eyeliner. But also, if you want some like crazy like blush, man, I'm down.
Yeah.
I won't even charge. Let me just do it.
Yeah. Let me practice.
Let me just see what happens.
Yes.
Just don't blame me and put my
Oh,
name
man.
anywhere, but I'll do it.
Oh, one thing I actually did forget to ask.
Oh.
About the eyeliner before I'm like, we sign off and shit. So for the eyeliner, is it really bad for you or is it good for you? Like what? Because I know there's obviously like mixed reviews on that because of the oil glands and all this shit that goes on in your eye.
Well, I think it depends what you're tattooing. Like,
Okay.
you're not supposed to tattoo the lacrimal gland, or you're not supposed to tattoo the
Inside
waterline. There you go, the
waterline.
waterline.
There, okay.
You're not supposed to tattoo there. I've seen people do it, and they swear up and down it's okay.
But it clogs the.
It's you know what the thing is. It's all theory.
Okay.
Like, I don't know anybody who has done it and had adverse reactions to it.
Okay.
People just say it.
Okay.
So to me, that's not good enough.
That was my question that I from when I said that I wanted you to come in, like I've been thinking about that because I always see it. And I was like, I have to ask her this. Like, does that actually happen, or is that like? But it makes sense. You're not, yeah.
Yeah, you're not supposed to do it. Nobody really knows. I mean, not that nobody really knows why, but I haven't seen it go
Okay.
bad.
Yeah.
That's what I'll say.
Okay.
So, I mean, somebody out there experiment. Let me know.
I know, right?
It might be me though. I like to
Yeah.
experiment. Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man. Well, I do want to say thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me.
Like I've
Thank
been,
you.
wanting you to come on, but I just we hadn't figured out, diet
The
schedules. And
schematics.
now that I get to see you more often, I was like, all right, when are you coming in?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Yes. So, anything else that you'd like to say?
No. I might be starting a YouTube next year, but that's another thing. I'm just gonna experiment. I'm just gonna experiment on all kinds of stuff.
You need
That's my shit.
you need, because I've seen your little shorts with your husband.
Oh, we're so funny.
like
You guys are hilarious.
Yes.
so.
You need a fucking podcast.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
You and your husband, yeah, either a YouTube series or like a mini, just Claudia and what? I'm sorry. what's-
Vanidosa and Roundy.
Okay, rounding methods.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
might be in here. Who knows?
Yeah, that would be super cool.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
think that would be super cool.
We have a lot of stuff for next year, so I'm
Yes.
really excited. And thank you guys for having me on. It's always awesome seeing you guys.
Yay.
Yay.
Well, we love you and you're welcome back whenever,
Shoot the shit.
Yeah. Girl. Yeah, but thank you guys for watching, and we always do, when I get the buttons right, we always do our little sign off at the end. So thank you for watching. Have a good week, and bye.
Bye, guys.
You gotta do your little. Jackie's I know. To that camera. All right, bye.